down here. Oh. Hey everyone, welcome to Off-Road Gospel today. Something a little different today. Kind of going to go over something that happened and kind of talk about some things to maybe look at, and I definitely would love to hear your thoughts and input as well. So it's just me today. Got Miss Carolina right here. We're just out for a drive on a rainy fall day. So glad you came along, and look forward to getting some feedback and input from you. So let's get going. Like I said, something a little different today. Roads back here are in really bad shape. Rolling down some windows for the dog to get her sniff on. So kind of what I wanted to talk about is on when I went over to Huron National Forest, me and Isaac and Carolina, over there near Glennie. When we got all done, I was pulling my camera. I had done a different camera view, put it up on top of the roof rack with a magnet mount. So I had grabbed it, pulled it off, and as I was stepping down from doing that, I apparently placed my foot on an uneven spot on the side of the trail. Well, I rolled my left ankle bad enough to cause what's called an avulsion fracture. It's where the ligament actually kind of fractures a small piece of bone. Thankfully, it wasn't terrible. It hurt a lot, of course, but you know, it was one of those things of, you know, oh boy, you know, makes you think about those situations. I was thinking about a few things when it comes to trail safety. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, you know, leave a comment. Those are always much appreciated. Hopefully by the time this comes out, we'll already be at 100, and I'll have some details for you on the giveaway. But back to trail safety. Now, I carry a first aid kit. You know, I have a winch, I have recovery gear, you know, I have, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's a safety factor as well. But what about, you know, because the whole thing is when I fell, I rolled, you know, my ankle sounded like Rice Krispies when milk gets poured on it. But when I went down, I actually went straight back because I was standing on the sill of my door, and you know, hit my back and my head, you know, thankfully in soft dirt. The thing is, if there would have been any sort of something hard back behind me, what would have happened if I would have in that moment? What would have happened? Isaac was with me, but he's nonverbal and really wouldn't know what to do in a situation. Now, thankfully, where we were at, maybe a couple 100 yards away were some houses where the trail ended at. And, that, thankfully, somebody, I think, eventually might have heard him yelling or something, or our dog running around. But what happens when you're out way far away? So, one thing I thought about was, okay, who knew where I was at? Did I, kind of take a snapshot of where I was at? I mean, my Onyx is on my computer, but my wife was out of town. So, who knew where I was in case something happened? So that was one thing I had thought about. Did I notify somebody, where I was at, where I was going to be, and, that sort of thing. So that was one thing I definitely could have done better. Of course, just being more careful, as always, but, things happen. The other thing that I thought about was, did I check to see what my cell phone coverage would be like out where I was at? Would I have cell signal? Let's say, I'm really far away from some stuff, and I can't leave Isaac just to himself out in the woods. What could I have called something? Could I have, did I look into that ahead of time of, hey, there's going to be some spots where I'm not going to have cell signal. What if I hurt myself to the point where I could get myself to the truck, but couldn't necessarily drive? Would I have been able to make contact? I have a GMRS radio, and I'm sure I could have scanned through and tried to do that over and over, but, would that have worked? Now, I know that there is all kinds of, not all kinds of, but there are different options available now from different companies with emergency satellite communication, that you can get just a very basic thing. Now with something like Starlink, you have that, they have a mini now, the antenna's, several $100, but you can turn it on and off as needed as far as using the plan. You can pause it, you don't have to continually have it monthly. But, again, that's just another thing that has to be considered when traveling. These roads are sloppy. So I guess, what are some of the things that you do? What are some of the ideas that you have of, being able to do? I mean, I guess it could be something like texting, having where you text somebody before and after, hitting the trail, back from the trail, maybe, because I know you can, all the maps that are on your phone, as long as you have cell signal, have GPS coordinates, so you could actually, pin a GPS coordinate from where you're starting from. I don't know. Just what are some of your thoughts? I'd love to kind of hear different things that you think about, and maybe some of the things that you do. So here is the video of that happening. I showed it at the very beginning, but you can't really see really well, but you can see from the dash cam that me just going down, and if you continue to play it, the dog's wagging her tail like crazy, like, oh good, he wants to play. So, which made Isaac mad because her tail was wagging right in his face. Very short period of time around here before firearm deer season opens up, and there's campers everywhere around and through this area. It's a really big, nice state forest area. If there's a spot for a camper, man, they got them in there. Those of you who are hunters, hey, you know what? Be safe out there. Hopefully, you can fill your freezer, but most importantly, be safe. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you coming along for the ride today, and I hope you have time to stick around for the devotion at the end. And like I mentioned before, if you're able to subscribe, like, leave a comment, I love hearing from you. And I love to hear what your thoughts are on just ways to be safe out there. It just caused me to really think about it, just because, especially with my son with me. And, got to be careful out there. We have people who care about us, and we want to avoid any bad things happening. So, Lord bless you. Like I said, hope you can stick around for the devotion at the end. And yeah, I hope God's blessings are with you. Be safe out there. And we hope to see you real soon out on the trails. Bye. Psalm 18:2 from the New Living Translation. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my Savior. My God is my rock, in whom I find protection. He is my shield, the power that saves me, and my place of safety. Skipping down to verse 19, He led me to a place of safety. He rescued me because He delights in me. When all else fails, when all we have to offer, when our strength runs out, it is God who makes us safe. The Lord watches over us, helps us, protects us. I know things happen and things go on, but so many times in my life, I have seen where a situation that could have been tragic or extremely bad, where God kept me from those things. I still had to face things. I still had to go through things, but it was Him who kept me safe. So, I encourage you today. He offers you safety. He offers you His hand of protection, His peace, His joy. Reach out and grab on to Him and let Him help you and lead you and guide you through your times of trouble. Be safe on the trails, but also, you know what? Let God be with you and help you through the difficulties of life. He is our refuge. He is our strength. He is the one who keeps us. God bless you. Be safe. And we hope to see you real soon out on the trails.